Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name's Stacy. This is going to be the classics book tag. I've been wanting to do a tag for a while. I have a list of tags that I should have done a while back ago, but I kind of really wanted to do a tag with classics because classics is in the title of my channel, and I feel like I really haven't talked about them a whole lot since starting my channel. I was reading a lot of classics when I started my channel, and I was trying to come up with a name, couldn't come up with anything, so I basically just said the name of the types of books that I was reading at the time, which probably isn't the best name, but that's what it is now. Can I change that? I might want to change that at some point. I don't know, I am getting sidetracked. Anyway, I was looking up classic book tags this morning, and one of the first ones that popped up was actually a video from Mitzi Reads and Writes, and I love her. If you're not following her, just leave my channel and go to hers and follow hers and watch all her videos because she's so great. So anyway, she did this tag a year ago. It's just the classics book tag, and I don't know where the original came from, so I'll try to hunt that down and leave it below, but I will leave Mitzi's video down below also, so definitely watch that. Oof, I'm nervous about this first question. I don't even want to answer it. The first question is an overhyped classic that you really didn't like. Okay guys, this is not my first booktube channel. I had another channel and it's been around for years, maybe 7-8 years now. It's still on, like I haven't deleted the channel, but I don't use it anymore. But one of the first videos that I made for that channel, gosh, I'm getting like the sweats talking about this. Like it makes me so nervous to even talk about this. So one of the first videos that I made for that channel was about Jane Austen. I made a video talking about why I did not like Pride and Prejudice. And I know that that is a very unpopular opinion. I know that I am like the only person on the planet that does not like that book. And I feel like a big old weirdo because of that. But the amount of hate that I got on that video was shocking. Let me tell you, you do not mess with Jane Austen fans. They are vicious. Like, just don't do it. And I still have trauma from that, so I don't talk about Jane Austen very often. But I've read all of her books except Persuasion, and I DNF'd Northanger Abbey at 50%, and I am just not a fan of her books and her writing. I'm sorry guys, I know that makes you want to take my library card away. Like, I know I don't get to be called a reader anymore because of that opinion, but that's just what it is. Okay, next question is a lot more easier for me to answer, and that is favorite time period to read about, and I'm pretty specific with my time periods. I love historical fiction, but I absolutely have a favorite time period, and that is between the years 1890 and 1930. Like, very specific, those 40 years. I love the tail end of the Victorian period, so when like Sherlock is taking place. I love anything set in like dingy, dirty, dark Victorian London. And I like the Industrial Revolution, and I like the 1920s and mobsters and things like that. So that's definitely my like sweet spot for historical fiction. I also really love, and this is very specific, the 1700s in Scotland. So I read the Outlander series many years ago, and that sparked a love for anything set in the Scottish Highlands in the 1700s, and I read just everything I could get my hands on set in that period. I haven't read stuff set during then for a long time, so it'd be interesting to see if I love it as much as I used to. But I definitely went through a period where that's all I wanted to read. All right, number 3 is favorite fairy tale. And this one was super hard for me to answer because I didn't really grow up reading fairy tales. So really the only thing I know of them is the Disney cartoons or the show, the TV show was it a Disney show? No, I don't think it was. Maybe it was. It was a show on TV. I think it was called Once Upon a Time, and it featured like all the fairy tale characters, but set in our world, in our time. And I loved that show when it was on. And my favorite character from that show was Rumpelstiltskin, like the baddie. I really liked his character and the guy who played him. I thought that was a lot of fun. So even though I've never read the book, I'm going to go with Rumpelstiltskin. Next is most embarrassed classics you haven't read yet. And I wouldn't say I'm embarrassed that I haven't read it yet, but I am like annoyed at myself that I haven't picked it up yet because it's been on my list for decades, and that is Wuthering Heights. I do plan on reading that in November, so I will get to cross this off my list finally. I'm very much looking forward to seeing what my thoughts are on that book because I know it has such mixed opinions, so I'm just really interested in it. All right, next is top 5 classics you'd like to read soon, and I have to look at my notes because I don't remember what I wrote. And the first is A Tale of Two Cities by Charles Dickens. I love Charles Dickens' writing, and I've read several of his books, but A Tale of Two Cities has been on my list, again, for decades. Next is I want to finish the Narnia series. I don't know if this really counts for this question, but I've only read the first 1 or 2 in the Narnia books, and I want to complete all of them, so I'm saying that. Next is a favorite of all of my favorite peoples on YouTube's, and that is North and South by Elizabeth Gaskell. Everyone I love loves this book, and so I know I will love it also. Next is The Count of Monte Cristo. I want to say Cristo. My husband read this book many years ago, and he told me I had to read it, and he's been on my case about it, so I'm adding that to my list. And the last one is The Moonstone by Wilkie Collins. I've been wanting to read Wilkie Collins for years also. I really wanted to read The Woman in White, but I know that there is stuff to do with an asylum in that book, and I don't like reading stuff with asylums, so I'm gonna not read it, which kind of breaks my heart because I feel like otherwise I would really like the book. So instead of that one, I really want to read The Moonstone, which I also think I will love because I do love detective stories. If you guys have read The Woman in White and you think that it's not bad, like medical abuse type of stuff happening in asylum, I don't like anything to do with that. But if the asylum stuff is like very minimal, I could probably handle it. So let me know what you think down below. All right, next one is favorite modern books that are based off classics. And this one might also get my library card revoked, but I'm going with Bridget Jones' Diary, and it's actually based off Pride and Prejudice. So yeah, if I was forced to read one of those books, I would pick Bridget Jones' Diary 100%. I've actually read it multiple times, and it makes me cry from laughing. It's so funny. I also love the movies. Next is favorite TV series based off of classics, and I have 2 for that. First one is Poldark, which is cinematic perfection. If you love historical fiction, absolutely 100% watch Poldark. It is so stunningly beautiful. The acting is amazing. The storyline is amazing. Everything about that show is perfect. Also, the books are amazing too. And my other favorite is Sherlock with Benedict Cumberbatch in it. You guys know, like, it's no secret, I absolutely love Sherlock, and I think that TV show is so phenomenal. It's so spot on to the books as well, even though it's set in modern day, which is crazy how they were able to make that work, but it is so, so good. Number 8 is worst classic to movie adaptation. Am I saying that right? And for that is one I've watched recently, and that is The House of Seven Gables, the one with Vincent Price in it from the 30s or 40s. It was black and white. I read the book and loved it, so I wanted to watch the movie after I read the book, and they changed it. They really changed the story a lot in the movie. There's characters in the book that are brother and sister, and in the movie they're portrayed as cousins who are in love, and that really threw me off. It was bizarre. So I didn't like the changes that they made. I do like Vincent Price. I don't have anything against his acting, but I don't like the changes that they made. Number 9 is favorite editions of classics that you would like to collect. And that is this one, and it's kind of funny. I'm showing a Jane Austen book. This is the one that I DNF'd, but this is the Penguin English Library edition, so it has the orange spine. I have a couple of books from this publisher, from this edition, and I can't seem to find them anywhere. So this is the only one I can find, but I love the covers that they put on these books. I love the orange spines, and I love the floppiness of them. They are just perfect books. And the last question is an underhyped classic you would recommend to everyone. And this was easy. I am going with My Cousin Rachel or Jamaica Inn. Either one of those. I feel like Rebecca gets all the notoriety, and it deserves it. Rebecca is great. I love Rebecca, but My Cousin Rachel and Jamaica Inn, I think, are just as good or even better in some ways, and not as many people talk about those two books. These are all from Daphne du Maurier. I don't know if I said that, but I definitely think more people should read both of those books because they are fantastic. All right, guys, that is it. That's all the questions for this tag. If you want to do this tag, do it. I know this tag has been going around for quite a while, so I don't know who's done it or not. Let me know if you have any favorites out of the books that I mentioned, or if you hate any of the books that I mentioned. That would be interesting. I hope you all have a great day, and I will see y'all soon. Bye.